It was her usual weekly familiar shopping trip, a trip she'd done many times before. What Mary didn't know was that in just a few seconds, completely unexpected, she would be scared for her life. Mary was about to experience her first panic attack. Hi there, I'm Rick Cardwell. I'm a counsellor. I'm going to be telling you something about panic attacks, why they happen, but more importantly, I'm going to be giving you great advice on how to stop them happening. Mary is experiencing her first panic attack. What that means is she will have symptoms of chest pain, fast shallow breathing, sweating, nausea and dizziness, as well as other symptoms as well, but they tend to be the 5 common symptoms that people experience. She's also going to have fear of dying. If her heart's palpitating, she has pains in her chest, there's a fear of a heart attack. She's going to have fear of social embarrassment. Am I going to embarrass myself in a public place? And she's also going to have emotions of overbearing anxiety to add to the physiological symptoms as well. About 25% of people that attend A&E for a heart attack meet the criteria for a panic attack, the same symptoms. And these are usually very, very healthy people with healthy heart conditions, but the symptoms are very much the same. And so a heart attack can be ruled out by obviously being checked out. And sometimes it's important to get yourself checked out. But it's also important to know when a panic attack is a panic attack and nothing's more serious. So panic attacks mainly happen to women. And the most popular age group for panic attacks for women is between the ages of about 33 to 59. This can be more to do with the onset, sometimes of the menopause, that cause more emotional thoughts unnecessarily, sometimes more thoughts of anxiety. But about 75% of the population will experience at least one panic attack during a lifetime. Sometimes 2. Anything more than 2 over a short period of time tends to be classed as a panic disorder, which means that you may possibly have panic attacks more regularly, and these can come and go in weeks, months, or possibly years. Everybody's unique and different with the onset of panic attacks. Of course, after the first panic attack, there's always the worry then of when the next one's going to occur, because they come out of the blue, they're quite intimidating and a little bit scary. What that means is we worry about when the next one could happen, and this is called the fear of fears. But why do panic attacks happen? So when Mary gets all of these feelings, these physiological and psychological feelings and emotions, the first thing she asks herself is why? And when she gives herself an answer to why, she'll create anxiety for herself. So she'll say, she thinks she's having a heart attack, and this creates the first problem. So the symptoms then create anxiety. And the anxiety then creates more worry, because we go into the fight or flight mode, which again creates more anxiety. So why does this happen? Well, part of our system that's kept us alive for a long, long time, hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions, you could argue, is that we as human beings have been kept safe by having a fight or flight system. And our amygdala is the alarm bell or the radar that triggers off anything that we see that might be quite frightening. So thousands of years ago, we may see a wild animal, a tiger, the amygdala would fire, we would go into a stress response, which is a panic attack, and that is preparing us for fight or flight. Of course, we then deal with that issue and the fight or flight calms down and we come back to normal. So panic attacks today are the same physiological and psychological process. The amygdala senses fear, it fires, and it gives us a rush of adrenaline and cortisol and norepinephrine, and it brings on a panic attack. Now, when we're in a shopping centre and the amygdala fires, the alarm goes off and it's a false alarm, we then look around to see what's making us afraid and we can't see anything, so this increases the anxiety, which is why the panic attack escalates. We get more adrenaline and more panicky, and we get beating heart, shallow breathing, etc. That then gives us more anxiety, and the symptoms consist, and we go round what we call a positive feedback loop, which is increasing our anxiety and increasing the way that we feel about it. And this is the problem, There's no real fear there, but our body detects it, can't rationalise with it, so holds us in fear, which causes us to have a panic attack. When Mary feels those sensations of the panic attack coming on, the heart going, the sweating, what should Mary do to deal with those symptoms and to reduce the effect of the panic attack on her life? Okay, so first of all, it's very, very important that you acknowledge one fact. Although panic attacks are really discomforting, they're very uncomfortable, they're very unpleasant in the way they make you feel physiologically and psychologically, what you must understand, and what I really want you to understand, is that they don't do you any harm. Panic attacks are harmless. They're not very nice, but they don't cause you any harm. And it's really important that you understand that, so you don't worry about having a panic attack and it's going to do some harm. They're harmless. Okay, so Mary gets the symptoms of, beating heart, rapid breath. She starts to sweat, and she recognises, oh my word, I'm going to have a panic attack. So what's the first thing that Mary should do? Well, first of all, she acknowledges she is going to have a panic attack. That's okay. It's the adrenaline's gone. That in her system now, she's ready to get anxious, she's ready to fight or flight, and that is affecting her body and causing these symptoms. So you acknowledge that, oh, I'm having a panic attack. Don't start panicking, don't start worrying. But what's important is that you take hold of the automatic negative thoughts that you have that start racing. Oh my word, I'm having another panic attack. I'm going to be embarrassed socially. Oh no, what will people think? Oh, this could be worse, it could be a heart attack. Before you know it, you're running into anxiety, causing more stress for yourself, causing more worry, causing more fear, and then the panic attack starts to escalate. So, it's at the point you realise that you're feeling the symptoms of having a panic attack, that you acknowledge that you're having a panic attack. That's okay, having a panic attack. And what I want you to do is count backwards from 5 to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what that does, that stops those automatic negative thoughts of running away. You're breaking that cycle and you're allowing yourself to stop and think about what is going on for you. Do not fight the feelings that you are having, because when you fight them, they will only fight back more, because you'll create anxiety because you can't do anything about them. It's a physiological, psychological process that's going on in your body that you just got to see through. So don't fight the symptoms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and breathe long, slow, deep breaths. Imagine you were fighting a tiger, running from a tiger. You're going to be taking short, sharp breaths to try and get as much oxygen into your body as you can, as quick as you can, to fuel your body to fight the fear. So if you're taking long, slow, deep breaths, you're telling your brain, there's nothing to fear about because I'm breathing long and slow, and I don't do that when I'm afraid. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Long, slow, deep breaths. Close your eyes. Relax, don't worry about anything. And what you will do there is start to neutralise the effects of the adrenaline, of the cortisol in your body, because it realises there's actually nothing to be afraid of. The symptoms will go away within 5 minutes. If you can take control of them instantly there and then, within 5 minutes you will be back to normal. Finally, do not run away from the place where you're having the panic attack. And the reason for this is if because you run away from somewhere and you leave the area and you go somewhere else, the signals that you're telling your brain is, we have left this place because there is something to be afraid of. And so when you want to go back to that place, you're going to trigger the thoughts of fear, because you've already proven to your brain that it isn't safe because you ran away last time. You're going to trigger the thoughts of fear that will necessarily provoke more anxiety. So see the panic attack through, relax, breathe, accept it's not going to hurt you, take your time and see it through. Now what happens is, when you can manage to stay there and manage to see it out and learn to deal with it, what will happen is the chances of panic attacks coming on in the future will be reduced because you're training your brain to understand that while you stay calm, there is nothing to fear, there's nothing to worry about. If you're running away, you're going to get the opposite. So panic attacks just need to be seen through as relaxed as you can, thinking rationally and accepting that it's not going to harm you and it will pass very, very quickly. Now people say to me, yeah, but it's okay for you because while you're in that position you feel really anxious, you're thinking about the people around you that may have COVID or other things that may be scary. Well, what's happening with that person is they're not putting their attention away from the anxious thoughts. They're not putting their attention on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're not putting their attention onto the fact that this will pass very, very quickly, and it is a faulty system within the brain, a false alarm that's triggered, and it will go away. You want to think about anxious things while you're beginning to have a panic attack, guess what? You'll be 10 minutes before you peak, and another 5 to 10 minutes before you calm down. So this is very controllable by being able to accept it, think about it, and reason with it, and practice these simple steps. So I hope you found the information in this video useful. Try and remember these things. You know, if you are a panic attack sufferer, try and remember these things, and the next time you go out, try and apply them. Keep it very, very simple. They'll really, really work. Please, if you've got any questions, then message me, stick them in the comments, anything at all. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, follow my Rick Cardwell Counselling website, and keep an eye out for more free videos, free information. I'm always happy to help. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you get something from this.